everybody, I'm Joey.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're taking a look at a game I was pretty excited about.
I know, this one is really exciting. Yeah.
Because Lucky Duck is, I like Lucky Duck. I mean, Chronicles of Crime, things like that. I think it's an exciting company to see what's coming out.
Correct.
This one, I wasn't excited about because I thought, is it going to be very samey, all that? But
I wasn't sure how they were going to do it. It intrigued me. So I'm glad we played this one because, well, let's see what it is first.
Yeah, first of all, it is Pocket Detective Season 1.
This is it.
So now before we get too much into it, this is going to be a very odd playthrough because it is one of those that you need to discover things as you go. So we're going to show as much as we can in the playthrough, but we're also going to kind of be cryptic in our review.
I was going to say there's certain things I make a note about that I know I can't say because I'm going to spoil it for you, which I'm assuming you don't want me to do. So,
no.
It's going to be tricky.
So first, let's send it off to get a brief overview about what you can expect. We might show the first couple of cards and then see what we thought about it. Okay, we are set up now for Pocket Detective Season 1. Now, I'm going to be as vague as possible on this because this is... the surprises are what make this game. So I'm pretty much just going to tell you exactly how it plays. We're set up for the first mission here. There are 3 missions in here, which I'll show you that in a moment. And first things first, I'll just show you the first card you're going to get. Read this before proceeding. You're going to reveal and flip cards, which is pretty much what's going to happen with everything here. You have it separated into different numbers here, so it's going to tell you to flip different cards at certain moments. For instance, it's going to say select a lead, open or flip the corresponding card. Other players may offer their advice, but that is going to be your choice. Now that is one thing that this is a multiplayer game. So one player is going to choose what to do, and then you're going to flip that card. It could say, for example, to go visit this person, flip C1. Now, on this one, you're also going to have little icons on here. For instance, there's going to be a clock, which is time, and then a sad face, which is tension. I'm not going to go into much of that right now, but those do affect the game because time is how the game passes. These clocks show up. So again, I'm not going to show too much, but it's very simple because at the end, you're going to have different cards face up around with different clues. And then at the very end, like it says right here, you're going to visit the DA's office, G1, to present your view on the crime. And then you're going to see how right you are or how many of the small intricacies of the mission you've got. But one other thing as I'm going to show you is, here is the way the box comes. It does come with 3 missions. I have put them in bags, and I will tell you one problem I had, and I will probably mention that later. But this right here, it's a small thing, but the backs, normally they just sit in here, but if they mix up into each other, the backs match each other. This is from another mission, and this is this mission, and if you'll notice, these are pretty much the same card. All right, and the same with F. These right here, these 2 Fs right here, these are pretty much the same card. So that right there could be a problem. There might be small differences. I don't know. I haven't really tried to play that game on what differences there are. However, that is a big problem in making sure these don't get mixed up, which is what the bags do. But anyway, so that's pretty much how you play Pocket Detective Season 1. There are 3 of these missions. Each one gets progressively harder. So, okay, all right. Thank you guys so much, and we'll send it back to the studio and see what we thought about it. Okay, so that pretty much is as much as we can show you about how to play Pocket Detective.
One thing I like about this game is that in this box there are 3 different decks of cards that make 3 different scenarios. So you have a lot of gameplay in one box.
You really do.
That was really impressive too.
And one of those things, like I said, we're going to try to not really spoil anything for you on this, and that is extremely difficult.
Yes.
The 3 missions in there, they do kind of tie together.
They do, yeah, there's a loose thread.
Now, here's the biggest problem we mentioned in the playthrough is that a couple of the backs look very similar. That was a huge design mistake in my opinion.
I was gonna say too, the font on some of these cards was really hard to read too.
And I will tell you, it was such a big design mistake that we almost just shelved it and said, yeah, no, we're not gonna worry about it. If they did not care about this, then we're gonna put it away.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we didn't.
We did. We fought through it.
It's a simple thing that if you keep them separated, like we actually put them into bags.
Yeah.
So that way they can't kind of
be shuffled together and go in the wrong pile when they're not supposed to be. Yeah.
So now this right here, there's a lot of branching through the cards. You'll grab one card from this deck, it'll take you to this deck and this deck. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. I thought it'd be very easy. Like you just flip this card over, then you flip the next card over, and then it would be very samey. But that's not the case at all.
No, and I almost didn't want to play because I thought this was very Chronicles of Crime-esque, and it's not. It's a whole new system, and it's funny, as you play through the missions, different things matter. You start doing things at the beginning, and then you're like, this doesn't make any sense. Maybe I shouldn't do it. But then later you're like, oh, wow, that makes sense. Like, I'll mention the clocks.
Yes.
The clocks in the first scenario. And the clocks might kind of bother you, but then later the clocks matter. How many clocks you have out matters. And it got to the point where we were checking off the clocks we had because something was going to happen. And all the little things that they put into this, they matter, and that's pretty incredible.
I was going to say there is a lot of like cross-referencing, like you did something at the beginning of one scenario that will tie into something at the end of the scenario. So there is a lot of kind of going backwards and forwards. We did kind of take notes loosely. You do have all the cards still at your disposal throughout the game. They're not like that you tear them up or whatever. You have them so you can refer back to them. But we did take notes just to kind of help us keep track of things too.
And that is one of those things that you don't destroy anything.
No.
So you can play it again and again. The first scenario, or I guess mission or whatever, is very simple. You probably beat it the first time or the second time. Then they get progressively harder. And they do introduce different mechanics as you go through the second and the third. Yeah, it's great. And they do, like I said, they need symbols on the back to differentiate the different cases.
Correct.
But that is, you can figure it out. Then also, it's not as realistic as Detective or Chronicles of Crime, but that's okay. Because this right here, it is literally a deck of cards that you don't have to take the box. You could put it into a card box and put it into your pocket or your carry-on and then just go play it.
You could, yeah, absolutely. This is when you could just grab those decks of cards and go somewhere.
Yes, which we actually did because we went through the first couple and the last one we've lost a couple times. So we decided to put the box together and then we took it with us on the road.
That's true.
And one thing this does that other ones don't do is this plays better. It plays better at more than one.
Yes.
Like it'll play fine at one, but it plays good at two because of the passing mechanic.
Yes, which is really good too. I do like how they introduced that as well. Yeah, it keeps everybody also involved too. We've played it at several player accounts. We played it at 3-2, and everyone was always involved.
And then it's so funny. I'm trying to review this without giving any spoilers away. But at one point you get to choose your roles, like who you are, once everything is well established and you feel like you are in the world, you get to choose a role. And once you choose that role matters. The game plays differently, or the scenario plays differently, and I almost want to go back to that scenario and play it again through the other role. Because like if I beat this once, then, well, can I beat it from the other role too? Because then you get to see new cards, you get to go through them like that, and that I really, really do like.
Me too. Yeah, I really like that too. Like I said, each deck does something different, and I like that. I like how each game is different. It's not like you play the first game and you're like, oh, gotta play this again. The second game is different, the third game is different.
And if you get caught, there's so many mechanics. When you get caught, you can do different things. All the mechanics in this, for a deck of cards, this is brilliant.
It's genius, yeah.
It really is. So this right here, if you want just a fun game, then this is Pocket Detective Season 1. All right, what would you give this?
I would give this an 8.
I would give this, I think I'd go to 8.5.
Really? Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah.
Because it's a lot of fun. The people we played with, we decided to try it out one night, and we ended up staying up a couple hours playing through all of them because everybody wanted to see where this story progressed.
Yes, I agree. Yep.
So anyway, this is Pocket Detective Season 1. Check it out if you like this style of games, and if you like Chronicles of Crime, Detective, or if you want something a bit different.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. It's different, it's great. Really, it's really intriguing too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right, thanks guys.
Bye.
Bye.